The man pushes and hits and bumps into the girl who was at the scene of welfare. It made his mood very complicated. Yes, the wounds on the girl's body were all caused by Shen Shi's hands. Not long ago, Shen Shi traveled to the small note written by himself and became the villain under him. The character of this character is set by the rich man. He often faces the underlings. He always uses the rich man's protective form. According to the original giant development, the protagonist will fall into his own subordinates and be imprisoned by his own spirit. In the end, through many difficulties, he overcame himself and spent his vacation. In order not to let such a thing happen, Shen Shi decided to change the fate of this villain's decision. So the first step to do next is to pull your mouth back. Dong Yueli is Shen Shi's son of the big land, because he is the most furloughed, and usually follows him. All the junglers are the most following a while ago. The province is suddenly. The one who didn't come to ask for his temper was seriously injured, and he didn't come down for half a month. According to the original giant setting, Dong Yueli was the only one who stood by Shen Shi's side when he dealt with the protagonist in other places. You must be better now when you travel through. So I can take him with me. Meanwhile, Dong Yueli in the room is still in agreement, not daring to get up. He has just been watched by the master. What should he do if he suddenly wakes up and gets big hair? I'll wait here for a while, but I don't see Shen Shi Dongjing outside. I still felt a little disappointed in my heart, so I just walked away from what I saw. Maybe the master has no interest in me at all, but on the next side, Shen Shi pushed the door violently and directly gave him a slit. As soon as he entered Dong Yueli, he still couldn't lock it, and then he went to Shen Shiming's net library to show him on the spot. Then, Shen Shi asked Dong Yu to leave Zhang Kaizi. He didn't dare to wait at all, so he had to be honest. Zhang Zi, Dong Yueli is too clear about his master's temper, in case he doesn't follow his consciousness. I'm afraid I'm going to have another meal, and if I'm eating a meal in my current situation, I'm afraid I have to explain it here. Just when he thought so, Shen Shichao threw something into his chest. Zui Dongyu still doesn't understand the situation. Shen Shi asked him to hurry up to transport the labor. The original spirit egg he just gave him is a priceless protection. He only has 10 grams in his hand, so don't waste it. Hearing this, Dong Yueli will be overwhelmed. Traveling for a few kilometers has digested the vital strength in the body. This original spirit egg is a big deficiency. After forcing the guest down, Dong Yueli will definitely be able to break through a mirror. After dark that night, Yan Shou competed for an hour to sell. Zhang Yuling suddenly took his second son, Xuanyu, to dance. The two of them secretly obtained the rent money. In order to pay for Dong Yue's tuner, the two of them were bought by the master with his own money. Now that Shang Yang can choose you, he knocked on the 2 doors but didn't hear any movement from you and him. He couldn't help but feel a little worried that he was transported to the southern city of the world by his master. Hearing this, San Yuling couldn't help it. On the spot, he went straight to the gate and then used some killer cars and ice to break in from the warehouse. When Wu's face was rolling on the ground, Xuanyu suddenly found the room. Dong Yueli actually broke through the previous mirror. Not only that, but even the wounds on his body disappeared. At this moment, the two of them were suddenly turned around, their expressions closed, and they poked their heads out for a long time. He made such a point, those two people couldn't figure out how to play, and dared to rush to relieve the pain. When he saw the yang body in Xuanyu's hand, he understood in his heart that they came to him. But Dong Yu is still short of breaking through the mirror. Let's not disturb him, let's talk about it. He took these two people and left this enemy. According to their usual temper, the two of them were caught, so there must be a bad meal. He talked about choosing Jade like this, and he couldn't tell what happened this morning. What happened to my little junior sister? So Huang said that if they sent it, they really wanted to claim this opportunity to rescue Song Yuling, but when the gate opened, Song Yuling didn't do anything. He still wanted to help out a couple of times. The province and the city saw his story at the time. According to legend, the selection of Jade in the second map was a confident, gentle and well-maintained decision. Sheng Sheng beat him to death, so he drew the protagonist's revenge. King Yun, of course, that kind of thing is the provincial and municipal bureau, so he was given a step to let you die, that Song Yuling, open. He said this, and he was naturally happy to choose you. It didn't work, but the province and the city still managed to get him up and down and ordered him not to do anything expensive in the future. He lost his mind, chose Jade when he left, and couldn't believe what happened just now. Why did his master suddenly look like a painting? When it's done, I'll make it up. As for the provinces and cities themselves, although it's to avoid the ending of being caught by the protagonist, but judging from the current situation, she really likes these pictures. It seems that my master really likes them.
Damn.